Students, remaining information regarding inflorescence. Here there are three special types of inflorescences in our syllabus. They are verticellaster inflorescence, cyathium inflorescence and hypanthodium inflorescence. Verticellaster inflorescence is seen in the family members like Lamiaceae. An example from this family is Leucaspora. And a cyathium type of special inflorescence found in Euphorbiaceae members. An example from this family is Euphorbia. And hypanthodium type of inflorescence seen in Ficus members. An example for this one is fig tree. Here in case of verticellaster inflorescence, usually it begins as a dicacheal cyme and later it turns to monocacheal cyme. So, with the development or formation of the flower starts as a dicacheal cyme and turns to monocacheal cyme. Number of sessile flowers produced around the node, like that, due to the formation of the number of flowers around the node, it appears as a wall. So it is called as verticellaster inflorescence found in the members Lamiaceae. Example Leucas. Once again I am repeating. Verticellaster type of special inflorescence usually developed from the dicacheal cyme and later turns to monocacheal cyme. Due to the formation of number of flowers around the node, it appears as a whole or a ball-like structure usually produced around the node of the plant. Due to the formation of the flowers started from dicacheal cyme, later turns to monocacheal cyme. And in case of the cyathium type of inflorescence, usually a cup-like structure produced from the involucre of bracts. So, a cup-like structure developed from the involucre of bracts. Inside that cup-like structure, in the middle, tricarpellary syncarpous ovary usually produced. It's a representative of female flower. It is surrounded with male flowers which have a single stamen. So like that, number of the male flowers with stamens produced around the tricarpellary female flower. So like that, the entire inflorescence appear as a single flower. So in case of the cyathium type of special inflorescence, a cup-like structure developed from the involucre of bracts. Inside that cup, a single female tricarpellary syncarpous flower produced, and it is surrounded with male flowers which have a stamen at the end. So like that, the entire inflorescence appear as a single flower. It is found in the members cyathium. So it is found in the members Euphorbiaceae. So the type of special inflorescence called as cyathium. But in case of hypanthodium type of inflorescence, deep cup-like structure developed from the peduncle. So once again I am repeating. In case of the cyathium inflorescence, cup-like structure developed from the involucre of bracts, where in case of the hypanthodium type of inflorescence, cup-like structure produced from the peduncle. Here, a cup-like structure produced from the peduncle. In that kind of inflorescence, in that kind of fleshy structure, usually male flowers are produced at the opening of the cup-like structure, where female flowers are produced at the bottom. Here, female produced from the lower side, where male flowers are produced on the upper side. Here male flowers are produced at the near the opening of that cup-like structure, where female flowers are produced from the lower side. Between these two flowers, female gall flowers are produced. Female gall flowers. These are female flowers but are sterile. So here female gall flowers are produced between male and female flowers. Usually male flowers are produced at the opening of the fleshy fruit-like structure, usually that is developed from the peduncle. Where in case of the cyathium inflorescence, the kind of cup-like structure developed from the involucre of bracts, INVOLUCRE, involucre of bracts. So here cup-like structure developed from the involucre of bracts found in cyathium members, where cup-like structure developed from the peduncle seen in hypanthodium type of special inflorescence. So here inside the cup-like structure, which is developed from the peduncle in case of the hypanthodium inflorescence, it bears male flowers at the opening, where female flowers from the lower side, and also it has gall sterile female flowers between these two. Here the main function of the gall flowers or the use of the gall flowers is it allows for laying of the eggs of a particular insect called as blastophaga. 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 Blastophaga is the insect which lays its eggs in the female gall flowers, which are formed just middle to the male and female flowers in the hypanthodium inflorescence. With the visiting of the blastophaga insect, pollination takes place in the hypanthodium inflorescence. Without visiting of the blastophaga insect, you may not find pollination in such type of inflorescences. So these three are special types of inflorescences. From these three, any two are asked as short answer question in your exams. And some useful information for your exams from the inflorescence topics are here I am mentioning. So actinomorphic flower and a zygomorphic flower. Mostly actinomorphic flower means if a flower that can be cut into two equal halves passing through the center from the bottom, such type of flowers are called as actinomorphic flowers. Once again I am repeating, actinomorphic flowers may be cut into two equal halves in any plane. This means this kind of flowers are allowed to cut into two equal halves from the base, from passing through the center. Here there is possibility to separate a flower into two equal parts found in actinomorphic flower. An example for such type of flowers is Datura metal and also chilies. Where in case of the zygomorphic flowers, these type of flowers allow us to cut into two equal halves in any single plane only. That means these type of flowers are separated into two equal halves in a single plane only. You may not divide these flowers into two equal halves from all directions. They from a single point you can make into two equal halves in case of these flowers. So such type of flowers are called as zygomorphic flowers. Once again I am repeating. Actinomorphic flowers can be cut into two equal halves in any plane from the base of the flower, where it is not possible in case of the zygomorphic flowers. So example for zygomorphic flowers is a pea and gulmohar, beans. Most of the leguminous flowers may not be divided into two equal halves from the base of the flower. Next, another one is the petals arrangement in pea plants is called as vexillary or papilionaceous aestivation. The mode of the arrangement of sepals or petals is called as aestivation. In case of the leguminous or fabaceous members, there is a special kind of aestivation that is called as vexillary or papilionaceous aestivation. In this kind of aestivation, there are 5 petals. One is larger one called as standard petal, and 2 middle-sized petals called as wings. And these 2 again petals are covers the 2 smallest petals called as keel. Keel, keel. So total 5 petals are found in such type of flowers of the leguminous members. One petal larger in size called as standard petal. It overlaps the edges of the wings. Again these 2 wings again overlaps the edges of the keel. So like that, the standard petal covers the margins of the wings, where the wings again covers the margins of the keel. Like that, this kind of arrangement of the petals or floral parts is called as vexillary or papilionaceous aestivation. So papilionaceous aestivation means there are 5 petals which are in 3 sizes. The larger one called as standard petal. It overlaps the margins of the wings. Again these 2 wings overlaps the margins of the keel. That kind of arrangement called as vexillary or papilionaceous aestivation. And the differences between apocarpous ovary and syncarpous ovary. Here, apocarpous ovary means if the gynoecium has more than 2 carpels, if these carpels are free and are not united, that kind of ovary is called as apocarpous ovary. It is found in rose flower and also in lotus. If the gynoecium has more than 2 carpels, if they are not fused with each one, that kind of arrangement called as apocarpous ovary. That kind of ovary called as apocarpous ovary. And in case of syncarpous ovary, if the gynoecium has more than 2 carpels, if the margins of these carpels are fused, that is called as syncarpous ovary. Gynoecium with more than 2 carpels, if it is free, if the carpels are free, called as apocarpous ovary. Gynoecium with more than 2 carpels which are fused, called as syncarpous ovary. Next, placentation. Placentation means the mode of arrangement of ovules on the placenta is called as placentation. So the arrangement of ovules within the ovary called as placentation. In case of dianthus, free central placentation usually found. The mode of arrangement of ovules within the ovary is called as placentation. And in case of the epipetalous condition, usually stamens attached with the corolla or the petals. So if the stamens are attached with corolla or the stamens are attached with the petals, that is called as epipetalous condition. It is found in brinjal and also in datura. That means stamens attached with the corolla, stamens attached with the petals. That is called as epipetalous condition. Another important question from this topic is parthenocarpic fruit. Usually, fruit developed from the fertilized ovary. Such type of fruits are called as true fruits. But in case of the parthenocarpic fruits, unfertilized ovary modifies to fruit. Yet the fruit which is developed from the unfertilized ovary called as parthenocarpic fruit. Without fertilization, there is no chance for formation of the seed. So here, in case of the parthenocarpic fruits, usually seeds are not found because it develops from the unfertilized ovary. It is found in banana and some grapes. So here, the fruit which is formed from the unfertilized ovary called as parthenocarpic fruit.